This right here is the Campfield Futon, and it's more than just a couch. In fact, this thing is a full-on camping bed. It can be a lounger, it can be a storage rack. You can turn this into 2 chairs with a table in between, but you gotta add a couple accessories. This thing can do a lot of things, and it does a lot of those things really well. I mean, some products out there, they promise being this multifunctional product, you know, where they're really only good at one thing and everything else is kind of lacking. This one is not one of those products. In fact, a lot of the main ways that you can convert this one, they're actually really useful, and I see a lot of use cases out there for camping and also just, you know, hanging out at home. We'll get into that in this video. I want to set it up and show you all the different functions of this Campfield Futon. But before we do that, I want to give a full disclaimer because Snow Peak did send me this Campfield Futon free of charge, and they did not, you know, mention that I have to make a video or say anything good about it. They simply just sent it over for me to have for camping, and that was that. So all opinions in this video are of course my own, as always. Let's just get into this video. So the first step we're gonna do is we're gonna set up the frame. Try and avoid setting this side down as it is Velcro on here, and dirt and Velcro, grass and Velcro, all that stuff does not work well together. But essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab the aluminum frame on the bottom here. It's gonna latch right into place. It does have shock cording going on in there as well, so it really does help it fall right in. So just give it a nice tug, and it should fall right into place. So before you set it down, pay attention to which angle you want your backrest. If you want it at the 105-degree angle, it's ran on it, or 115 degrees. So right now I'm going for, it looks like it landed on the 105, so we're gonna roll with that. All right, so the next step is we're gonna slide this latch system into place. So it does have a spot where it says lock on the frame. Do pay attention to that, and slide it over all the way and then lock it in place. Try not to turn the latch too much when you're sliding it, because then it might get caught on some of the other notches in the frame. So just, yeah, do pay attention and slide it nice and easy over all the way to where it says lock, and then let go. So now we're gonna go ahead and install the back panel. So you're just gonna grab your pole. We're gonna insert it right into the sleeve right here. There's a little bit of elastic, so you're just gonna grab that and put it right over the latch to hold it in place, and then just Velcro this right to the back, and then do the same thing on the other side. So you wanna make sure that this Snow Peak logo is facing the back of your couch. So yeah, pay attention to those numbers we talked about earlier, the 105-degree angle. That's the angle we chose to put our backrest in, so we'll just slide those into those notches right here. It should just fall right into place. All right, so now we're ready to install the cushions. We'll start by doing the backrest first, and then we'll put the seat cushions on. All right, so we made it to the final step. We're just gonna go ahead and install the armrest now. So there's gonna be a little notch in this piece right here, and then a buckle style thing on the frame. So just lift up on this. Ooh, it's kind of screechy. And it's gonna slide into place, and then you're just gonna insert this right into the frame. To be honest, this is probably the way we're gonna be using it the most. This is the 105-degree angle. I'd say for 2 people, this is honestly really comfortable. You could definitely fit a 3rd person on here. You'd be really cozy together. However, if it was a kid, I'd say, you know, totally fine. There's plenty of room for that, or a dog or something like that. And this fabric is kind of, do you hear that? You can tell already, right? Like that's that wipeable sounding type of fabric. If you were to get water on it, it would kind of just bead off, so you can mostly, you know, either shake it or just get it off really quickly if something was to happen, which is nice. So it seems pretty easy to care for. Granted, I haven't spilt a ton of stuff on, you know, I should probably sit more upright. This probably looks ridiculous. Granted, I haven't spilt a ton of stuff on the couch, but it seems like it's gonna be really easy to maintain and clean. So some of the questions that I get asked are, you know, how sturdy is this thing, and, you know, what does it actually feel like? And it's very solid feeling is the way I would describe it. I mean, this frame underneath these cushions is very durable. These cushions are really dense foam, so it's not gonna be like that sinking type of cloud couch feeling. Obviously, you're not gonna get that. You can tell it's pretty thin foam, but it's really dense, comfortable foam, so it doesn't feel, you know, like you're sinking in, like it's a really low-grade mattress topper or something like that. This is really dense foam. But yeah, the framing underneath, the guts of this whole product, it's very durable. I mean, it's a really solid frame. I feel like I could stand on top of it and it could easily hold it. Obviously, I'm sitting on it, putting all my weight, and it doesn't feel flimsy at all. It's not shaky at all. The backrest, even though it just slides into that plastic frame, it doesn't feel like it's gonna break if I lean back comfortably how I would want to. There's a little bit of give, like it bends a little bit backwards, but not in a way that it feels like it's gonna break. It's just like what you would expect, honestly, when you're leaning into any chair or couch. So now we're gonna go ahead and turn this into a bed, and you're gonna see how simple that actually is to do. So essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off the cushions, then we're gonna take out the back frame, and that frame in the back there, that's gonna insert into the sides where the armrests are, and that's gonna be kind of like your foot box and your head, and we'll rotate the cushions, and it's pretty much it. So yeah, let's get into it. So in bed mode here, I actually personally think it's very comfortable, but I also like a firmer feeling mattress. It's really dense foam. Now this isn't like, you know, so firm that it feels like you're sleeping on the ground firm. It's firm in the sense that the foam is really dense and you're not gonna like sink into it like a memory foam soft feel. It's just gonna be that nice, denser, supportive feeling foam. And with how thin it is, it really does actually feel supportive. Now, I haven't spent, you know, a ton of nights obviously sleeping on this one, but, you know, just laying on it for a little while here and there, it feels really comfortable. I do plan on taking this out and laying on it and using it as my bed out there as well. I think this would be a really cool setup if I was to go, you know, solo in the spring bar and have like a nice little, you know, cabin style setup there. And when you add the sleeping bag to this, the down inside of there, it gives it a little bit more loft and a little bit more cushion in between you and the bed as well. You get plenty of length on here, so if you're taller, I think it was like 79 inches when I measured it out, so I felt like there was plenty of room. The width is pretty good as well, so we are looking at 29 inches. So 29 inches is really good actually, because 20 is like your standard backpacking pad, 25 is a wide, so this is almost 30 inches, so plenty of room to move around, and it felt that way certainly when I was laying on it. Another cool thing about using this as a bed is you get actually storage underneath as well, because this whole thing is pretty much open aside from the webbing, so you could fit, you know, certain bags and different things underneath it to create more room inside your tent as well. And transforming this from bed into a lounger is, you know, probably going to be the easiest one of all now, because it's just one piece that we're, well, I guess two pieces that we're going to have to move, the cushion and the insert. All right, so now we're in lounge mode, and I think adding a pillow to this could really make this a lot more usable and a lot nicer. You can kind of like, you know, you can lay into this, of course, you know, like this. It's not bad. If when you put your weight on this way, it doesn't really feel as secure as all the other ways. It definitely feels like it's kind of falling back more. I think it's just because it's so much at an angle. Maybe I don't have it in all the way. Let me make sure. Hold on. No, it's in. It just doesn't feel as supportive that way. I think if I was going to use it like this, what I would do is I would probably put a pillow here and, you know, just lay into it like this and put a little bit less weight, but more of the weight on my pillow and relax back. And I think using it in that sense, it would probably feel really good. So we've done it in couch mode, we've done it in bed mode, we've done it in lounger mode. You can also turn this into chairs and a rack. We're going to get into that now. Alright, so now we're in rack mode, and I would probably put the bamboo inserts up top here to create that nice flat surface. You have lots of shelving as well, so it's like a 3-tier rack, so you got 2 different shelves down here to store gear. And it feels really sturdy. It can hold a decent amount of weight as well. I mean, the frame itself is really durable. Obviously, you can sit on it, sleep on it, probably stand on it. It's really durable. So I wouldn't hesitate, to put my cooler up top here if I wanted it easy access and have just different bins and pots and pans and stuff like that underneath. Alright, well, we finally have reached the end, and we have this as a chair. And you can actually do 2 chairs with this. So I just made one. I was getting kind of lazy here towards the end, but you can have 2 chairs, and this can turn into a table if you put in the bamboo inserts. So technically, you could have a chair and tables. We'll throw up the Snoopy picture right now. The way this chair feels is it's really supportive, at least for me. It's a really comfortable seat. I do actually really like it in this version as well. I could see it with that table insert. I don't have 2 of the bamboo inserts to put in here, but if I did, I could see it being a really cool option as a table in between and 2 of these chairs. Now, it was a little bit finicky to get the Velcro in place with this one because you're bending the cushion literally in half and sticking it to the Velcro, so you have to be a little bit diligent about lining up the Velcro perfectly with it. And then, as you saw there, it has some pull tabs on the bottom that you're gonna wanna tie together to keep it in place. But once you get it in place, and as long as you're lining up the Velcro, it does stay. Massage it in a little bit and make sure it's all sticking together. And yeah, I mean, I'm getting up right now, and you can see it's on there. I mean, you can lift it up, and you can probably, no, it's pretty much stuck on there. But yeah, I mean, the more you sit in it, probably the more it'll work its way in as well. So yeah, this is the way I've probably used it the least so far, but it is comfortable, and I could see it being a really good option with that table. Alright, well, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this one. I can't even tell you how many times I've set up and taken down this whole thing just for this video, but it was totally worth it because I want to give you all a good understanding of how the Campfield Futon works, because there's tons of different ways that you can use it. So it took a while, but I think it was definitely worth it. Hopefully it was, at least. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Take care.